Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the Transformational Meditation class from Quantum Life University. I'm Harika from Quantum Life University, QLU, and I'm so happy to see all of you today. I'm so glad that without even asking, some of you have turned on your videos. It's so good to see faces, to see people in front of you when you're talking, right? So thank you for that. And welcome to all those from YouTube also, those who are watching YouTube live. Welcome to all of you. And yes, let's get started with the subject today. It's quite interesting, isn't it? There's one request from my side for today's class. For all of you, I would like all of you to respond through comments or chat box, and that would be very interactive, quite interesting also, because I have some questions for all of you before we begin, as we begin the class. And before we begin, I want to express my gratitude to QLU, this platform which has connected you and me, and me and my masters, Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi, who are my guides, my teachers. Whatever I am sharing today, I have learned mostly from them and from the books recommended by them, and of course, from my life experiences and by applying the wisdom that I have learned here. So I'm deeply grateful for this opportunity today. And I'm also very grateful to all of you for joining today. I know that there's a cricket match going on, and still you have chosen to join this class to really understand about the voice in your head, which is very nice. I'm very, very happy to see all of you, to be with all of you. It's my privilege, really. So today I'll be sharing some of the things that I have understood, I have learned, and which has helped me a lot, helped me, and also those whom I have guided. So from 2008, when I joined as a student in QLU, I attended a PLR workshop with the masters. And from then, my journey has begun in this university. And from then till now, whatever I have learned by applying and also by guiding people, I would be sharing some of it, which I'm sure would be helpful for many of you, most of you. So let's get started. the voice in your head. Yes, so I have a few questions about this voice. I want to know what you know about the voice in your head, because it is in your head. All of us have it, right? It is nothing wrong. It's not like we have some. Uh, is the voice clear? I'm sorry, I just checked the chat box. So someone is saying it's clear, someone is saying it's not. Let me also check the audio settings one more time. Yeah, it is all full and it looks clear to me. If it is not, please feel free to let me know. Yeah, okay, great. That's nice. So let's get back to the questions. So I have some questions about the voice in your head, okay? And I want all of you to really think quick and answer in the chat box. I want to know so that we can proceed further and we can make this more interesting. Whose voice is it? So we all know that we have a voice in the head. So whose voice is it that is there in this head? Is it yours? Is it a single voice or multiple voices? Who all are talking in your head? Like, of course, it is your head, but if there are multiple voices, maybe it is not just you, maybe there are others in your head. I don't know. So, who do you think are there in your head who all are talking, having these conversations all the time? And when did it all start? Was it like from the beginning, from the time you were in your mother's womb? Has it always been there? Or from the time you were born on earth? Has it been there? Or did it start somewhere in middle? Somewhere that you remember, I don't know, as you were growing up? And who trained it? Who trained this voice? Did someone give a training to this voice, telling this voice what to talk, what not to talk, how, when to talk, how much to talk, which words to use, which words not to use, etc., etc., etc. All right. So I see some answers here. So my inner self, okay, multiple voices. Yes, my inner voice, my memory bank's voice, okay. It's conditioning, fear, people, caregivers, and their behavior, intuition. I started recognizing it in teenage. Okay, wonderful. I'm so happy to see all of your responses. That's really nice. Yeah, the inner voice started itself. Okay, great. This is a very good beginning. And yes, let me share what I feel, what I know, what I have learned about this voice. So, whose voice is it? Yes, it is also your voice. And single or multiple voices. How many of you feel that it is multiple voices? I don't know if you have noticed it or not, but all of us do have multiple voices. Do you remember having conversations in your own head? No, should I go this way? No, no, but if I go this way, then I will miss that restaurant. I think I should go that way. But then if I go this way, this will be too long, right? So is it all happening with the same voice, same thing, or multiple voices? I know you can't make it out, but we will get there. I think it is multiple voices, but as we progress, you can also think about it, observe yourself, and then come to a conclusion. You don't have to believe whatever I say. And who all are talking in your head? Totally true that it is your head. Obviously, someone else cannot come and talk in your head. But then, is it possible that someone else's voice has been recorded and being replayed? It's being replayed in your head. Is it possible? Then, in that case, does it mean that someone else is actually talking in your head? Maybe. Let's see. And when did it all start? Yeah, this is another mystery, right? It obviously did not start from the mother's womb, I believe. It started, it gradually caught up, I believe, right? So we will get there just in the next slide. Who trained it? I'll tell you about it. Yes, who all are talking in your head? Let's know. So, this people, this person, this person, this person, and this person. I have just put some images randomly, whatever I felt was can be related to many of us, related to by many of us. So this first image looks like an authority figure, could be a parent or a teacher, right? Second one is also an authority, maybe again parent, teacher, or someone around us. And the third image shows a guy kicking another one, like bullying in school, maybe not being kicked, but then at least maybe ragging or something like that. And the fourth image shows people pointing out someone. Let me tell you, parents, teachers, friends, society, neighbors, relatives, movies, and others. These are some of the voices that are playing in your head, in our heads, in all of our heads. Do you know that? Can you believe it? I know it doesn't sound like your mom, but doesn't it really? The voice, the tone of the voice may not be the same exactly. Means the female voice, male voice, you may not be able to make out because it's in your head. But if you just observe, you will notice that this voice in your head, when it is criticizing you the way your parents have criticized you in your childhood. It is criticizing you the way your siblings or your teacher or someone very close to you, someone who was very much there with you at a very young age. It talks like that person. It uses the words and the tone like that person. So, even though you may be criticizing yourself, someone else is also criticizing themselves, but the voice, the words, the way the sentence has been framed is not exactly the same. Let me give you an example. For example, whenever I would skip school in childhood, I was sick or I have hurt myself, I'm not well, it doesn't matter. If I have bunked the school, if I have skipped the school and I'm at home, every time my dad used to tell me, you are of no use. You just go and take care of buffaloes. You are good for that only. You cannot study anyway. You don't go to school and all. You only take care of buffaloes. So whenever as I grew up, I'm like, I'm good for nothing. I can't study. And this buffaloes thing keeps coming all the time, not that I want to. But then that's how my father always used to scold me, right? So I get this. Do you get that same thing? Do you get that same sentence? No. Your parents might have scolded you some other way. Maybe they said, you just take care of the fields, or you are not doing anything. So my father once told me that he was scolded by his parents when he made an artwork saying that, oh, if you just keep doing such things, you will be on streets doing artwork. You're good for nothing. So that day he stopped making artwork because his parents told him that if you keep making artworks, then you will be on streets. So that is what his inner voice would be telling him, right? That's not what he told me, but that's what he heard. So everyone has heard different things, different tones, different words, different ways. And this is recorded. Your teacher might have scolded you in some way. So when I was in school, I remember one teacher was like, she was scolding me for something, and I probably did not get some words. So she was like, don't look at me like that, tall like a giraffe. So because I was tall and I have a long neck, she was like, you are like a giraffe. I'm like, what? Where did that come from? But I was very upset. And so different things just get recorded in our heads. And still, even now, maybe whenever, not today, not now, but few years before also, whenever I used to look into the mirror and I used to see my neck is long, I'm like, am I really like a giraffe? I used to actually ask myself and some of my closest friends. And they're like, why would you say that? I'm like, no, no, nothing, nothing. Where did that come from? See, that was long back, some 30 years back or 25 years back, but still it is there in the head. So there are certain things that are recorded in your mind and they are constantly being replayed, not for good, right? So these are the voices of those who were there with you in childhood. Could be your friends, could be your sister's friends, your siblings' friends, your parents' friends, your neighbors, or they could be someone who used to visit often, or maybe some random person on street. Sometimes even we take those people's words very seriously because as a child, you are like an empty slate, like an open, white, blank paper. And your subconscious is open. There is no barrier. There is no conscious and subconscious mind filter at that time. As a child, your subconscious was directly open to everything, and everything was directly going inside that subconscious, and it was being printed on that subconscious. Printed on paper, how it is, it's like that. So it just stayed with you. It just stayed with all of us. And still, even though we are grown up, even though it's been many, many decades, we still believe some silly stuff about ourselves. And it keeps, playing like a recorder, like a tape recorder we used to have earlier days. Now, of course, it's on phone. We keep replaying some same song if we like it, or maybe if we are sad, we keep playing the same sad songs. It's like that. So, what does this voice say mostly? Most of the time, what does your inner voice say? I want to know. I know it's tough sometimes to suddenly remember, but then I have given you some examples, so I hope you can remember. So I'm looking for your comments in the chat box. What does it say most of the time? Yeah, it discourages it, and we don't believe or approve of ourselves, right? Correct. Yes, Gaurav. What else? What else does your voice say? Yeah, I am responsible for everything around me. This versus that. Yes. Generally encourages me when I am in low. Okay, that's good. That's very good. And what else? Okay, let me share what I have noted. Criticizing the self. So, this is one of the major aspects, criticizing the self. Do you know about low self worth? People who have low self worth. I have gone through severe, low self worth, severe kind of self criticism. I used to have a lot of self criticism. I used to feel unworthy. And I know so many people who have great potential, they can do so much. But then they are not able to do it. And that low self worth is because of this self criticism, criticizing the self. And who is doing that? Not someone on the outside. Now it has been recorded. Before someone says anything, your mind itself, this voice in your head, it keeps on telling you you are good for nothing, you are not able to do it. I think you should have prepared well, you should have been better. I think that person is better than you, and that person is going to present before you. So nobody's going to listen to your presentation, or else it will say, if you don't behave in a certain way, these people are not going to be friends with you. They're going to, this person is going to break up with you. So you have to behave certain way, you have to dress up in a certain way, you have to speak in a certain way, you have to use an accent, you have to drink, you have to smoke, you have to literally wear makeup or whatever, what not. It keeps on telling you that you are not good enough, you are not fine as you are, you are not okay as you are. And it tells you in various ways. I used to think that after I started meditation and I started positive affirmations, it is all reduced and now it is no longer there. But then if you go deeper, if you observe your thoughts deeply, At least I have definitely noticed that there is still a lot. Many times I don't even realize, but that is also self criticism. Many times I keep appreciating others and I don't take steps. I mean, I used to not take steps where I could have done something. For example, if you think that you are very good at certain project, why don't you just do it and then submit it, propose a new idea. Many people don't even propose new ideas because of fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of judgment. Where is that coming from? Why are you not? I mean, if you are not taking any step, if you are constantly procrastinating about something that you love to do the most, could be painting, could be something that is not even work related, could be something that is related to work or personal. Why do you keep on postponing it? Maybe it is because you don't feel ready. Your mind is telling you, you're not ready. You need to prepare a little more. You need to read some more books. You need to practice a little more. You're not good enough for that competition, for that 5K run. You just need a little more practice. You may be thinking that your mind is encouraging you to practice, but are you actually doing it? If you are, that's very wonderful. But if you're not, then maybe it is self criticism in another form with a mask. Many times it looks like, oh yeah, I think I should prepare better and then I will attend. But if that keeps going on and on and on, and if you're not taking steps, then it is another form of low self worth. Your low self worth is making excuses for you not to take any steps because it's scared, it's afraid of failure. Is that true? Just look within, only you would know, I wouldn't know, nobody else would know. But this has, been a eye opener for me and many of my friends. And what else does this voice say mostly? Criticizing others. It keeps on criticizing others. Oh, look at her. Why is she looking at me that way? I think she's not happy with what I'm wearing. I think I'm going to get scolded. Ah, yes, my boss has given me that look. Or, he is looking at that person. So I'm not going to get that promotion. What is the whole point of doing this thing? Because that person is anyway like a very partial person, favoritism and this and that. All these thoughts are assumptions, and making assumptions, criticizing others, this is going to distance us from others. We believe these thoughts. Our mind keeps on telling us that, oh, this person is doing it this way because he's jealous of me, because he's angry on me, because she's upset with me, because of that day, because of this thing. How do you really know? How do you know that it's not your assumption? How can you be so sure? Why do you believe these thoughts? Are you sure that these thoughts are true, real, for sure? And our mind keeps on making assumptions. Like, for example, let's say you're you're kind of participating in a sport, let's say running race. You have always loved it in childhood. Now again, you want to do it. You are running. And what if your mind constantly runs along with you and keeps telling you, I think you're going to break your leg. You remember that day, what happened? You have broken your leg. You have just slipped where there was nothing. There was not even any stone or anything, but you fell down. If it keeps on telling, what will happen? You will obviously fall down, or you will drain out and you will not be able to complete it, or you will be like, even if you complete it, you will not be in a position to enjoy it, right? So your mind is running faster than you. It is running faster than even light, I suppose, because in a split second, you know what kind of assumptions your mind makes, right? So if you're calling your parent or a friend, a very best friend, very loved one, they have not picked up. How many times did this happen with you that your mind starts making up stories? Tell me that this never happened. I don't think it never happened with anyone else. It happened at least once with all of us, right? Especially, let's say, if it is in the night. Or maybe you called in the morning and it is night and they did not revert back to you. What kind of assumptions does your mind make? Does it make fear based assumptions? Does it make negative things? Does it say things like, oh, I think, she is not talking to me because of that reason? Or maybe what if she's hurt? What if they are, going out and not telling me? Maybe they are partying and not inform me. This, that. Doesn't it make all this kind of assumptions? And then it tells you about likes and dislikes. Your mind makes stories of likes and dislikes. And here I want to really ask you a question that may be a little deeper. I want to ask you, how do you know that what you like and what you dislike is actually your like and dislike? Can you be really sure about that? Yes, I think we should all think about it. What we say, I like this, I do not like this, has a background to it. I did not realize that my favorite hero is my favorite hero because it was my parents' favorite hero. I did not realize that my favorite god is also my favorite god because of my parents, my family. That's how I have been conditioned in childhood. As I grew up, I suddenly started questioning my thoughts. This is the tool that we are going to learn more about in the next few slides. When I started questioning my thoughts, I'm like, yeah, why do I like this person? Why do I dislike this person? Why is it that I do not talk to this person? I realize it's because my parents don't like that person, or my friends don't like that person. So I don't talk to that person because I don't want to upset them. So is it really my like or my dislike? Am I living my life really if I am being like that? I want you all to question yourself, your likes and dislikes. Next time you say, I don't like pineapple, or I don't know, whatever, I don't like whatever. Maybe you don't like butterscotch, or whatever it is that you say, I don't like this, I don't like that. Ask yourself, is it really your decision? Has it always been your decision to not like this thing, this particular thing? Maybe you would have liked it if you questioned that thought. So that's another thing that your mind keeps telling you. And then worrying about the future. Your, your mind can go only to four places. One is yourself. It keeps talking and thinking about you. Oh, I am like this, I am like that, I am that, I'm a very good person, or and that person is bad. I'm a very bad person, that person is good, etc., etc. So me or you, it'll talk about others. So first place it can go to is me. Second place is you or others. Third place is past. Fourth place is future. These are the four places that your mind can go. Except for the present moment, it can go anywhere in these four places. Either it's about me and my past, or about you and your past, or me and my future, or you and your future, right? So, a lot of times we keep worrying about the future instead of enjoying the present moment, what is there. We don't enjoy. Maybe you always wanted to buy this particular car and you bought it. Now imagine suddenly there's a lot of traffic and there's also dharna happening on road, like a strike. What would be your thoughts? Wouldn't you worry about the future of this car? Oh my God, there's so many people on road and there's a strike. There are people with sticks and all. What is going to happen? Would you be able to enjoy that car that you've always dreamed of? No, you would be dreaded and you would be in fear, right? This is what our mind does to us. Our this voice in the head does to us. Actually, we could have still enjoyed it because what is going to happen anyway, right? Yeah, I'm not able to see the comments yet, so I'm going to just check them while you just look at these points, I start thinking what people around me will say for anything I have done. Also, in my mind, I start preparing answer for it. Correct. Thank you, Jaikanji, for mentioning that it happens with all of us, right? We assume that they will say something, and then if they say something, then I'm going to respond this way. I'm not going to keep quiet, right? Till I remind myself to drop this hypothetical event. Correct. That's right. And then we remind us, come on, they didn't even say anything yet. Relax. We say that, right? Yeah. How to know if it's true or not, what our thoughts say. How much do we know ourselves? Yes, we don't really know ourselves. And I hope that by the end of this presentation, you will get to know if it is true or not. Your thoughts, what your thoughts say. Our likes and dislikes also keep changing over a long period of time with shifts in perceptions. Correct, Niti ji. That's right. Yes. Srilata ji is saying, yes, ma'am, we go on our selection on others' taste. 100% correct. Me, you, past, future, where mind lives in, right? Planning for future is also important, no? Trying is important. Correct. Planning for future is important when you want to plan, not whenever the mind wants to get started. That's it. So whenever we plan, it is like we have turned on the fan or the AC or whatever. Whenever the mind turns it on its own, it's like the fan is turning on and off on its own. Would you like that? In your house, there's a light or a fan or a AC or whatever equipment is there. Would you like it if it turns on its own whenever it wants to and turns off whenever it wants to, whenever it doesn't want to? Would you like that? Or it is on all the time, you just can't turn it off. How is that? That is dreadful, right? Scary. It'll turn on and off on its own. Our mind is also like that. This voice in our head is also like that, right? So when you want to plan, if you're planning only when you want to plan and then you're stopping it once your planning is done, that is perfect. That means your mind is in your control. This voice is in your control. Otherwise, usually, most of the time, we are in control of this voice. Our actions, our thoughts, our emotions, our behaviors, everything that we do, think, say, feel is in control of this voice. This voice is telling you to worry about the future, and you start worrying, you start sweating, your heart beats faster, your breath increases, the rapidity, the speed increases. It's not even in our control. It's just this voice that is giving you some assumption about the future, and that's it. Look at what is happening biologically, physically, emotionally, mentally. So much is happening without our control. So, that is what we are here to address. And what else does this say? Reminiscing the past. Oh my God. I know that the cows, they eat a lot of grass whenever available and then they chew later. But do you know that we also do the same thing? We go through past experiences and then we reminisce them. We keep on chewing that past again and again and again and feeling that past as if it's happening right now, again and again and again, feeling that hurt again and again and again. But what good is it doing to us? It is not. And shoulds and shouldn'ts of the world. Okay, so far it is about our past, our future, or someone, our loved one's past and future. But what about this voice talking about the shoulds and shouldn'ts of the world? What I mean is, does it happen with you that this voice suddenly, maybe you're reading newspaper or news on phone, and it suddenly is like, people shouldn't be behaving this way. They should have some common sense. How can they even think like this? Don't they even know that this is obvious? These politicians should be doing this. The government officials shouldn't be doing this. Does it happen with you also? That your this voice in your head keeps on telling what others should be doing, how the world should be working, who the US president should be. Why? How does it have anything to do with you? By telling that these people should be like this, these people shouldn't be like this, is it changing? Just because your voice in your head is telling you these things, is it changing? Is anything changing? Is anything actually working for good? No, nothing actually does. Nothing happens. Nothing changes just by thinking about what should be happening and what shouldn't be happening. Things happen when we do it. That's it. That's reality. So let's come to reality. This is all that happens in your head. Now we know what happens, right? So now, how does it affect you? Okay, fine. All this is happening. I know it happens with me. It happens with you. It's quite common. So what's the big deal? You may say, you may ask. So let's see how it affects us. Number one, no mental peace. If this voice is constantly chattering, going on and on and on and on and on, where will you get any mental peace? Where will anyone be peaceful? And how can we even imagine a world peace? People are talking about world peace, right, these days. And I wonder, are you peaceful? Am I peaceful? World peace begins with us, with my mind being peaceful, your mind being peaceful. But if your this voice is constantly going on and on and on and on, where is peace? There is no peace, right? This voice in your head never stops. If it's always criticizing you and people around you, there is no mental peace, right? So the first way it affects you is by taking away your mental peace. Yes, we will get to the solution. And the second thing, health issues. You may say, what? This voice in your head is also affecting your health? Yes, it is affecting your health because 90% of today's health issues begin in your head, not necessarily in your gut. I know gut is quite important, but your head, your thoughts, your mind is even more important because even the chronic issues and most of the health issues today are psychosomatic. It is observed by so many doctors, so many scientists these days. These days, it's a known fact. Even though some of them may agree, some of them may not agree. But then, if you also observe, you'll understand that diabetes has a psychosomatic reason. These days it's called as a lifestyle disease. Why is it that they are not able to maintain that lifestyle then? There's something bothering them here. They're not able to do it, right? So most of our health issues are psychosomatic. So if there's no mental peace, then there is no health. If your mind is not peaceful, if it is constantly chattery, and telling you things negatively about yourself and others, then it is going to, like I said just before, whenever you remember your past, something bad that has happened, doesn't it happen? You can try it right now if you would like. Think of a negative situation and feel it as if it's happening right now. Someone scolding you or something bad that has happened to you. Don't go too deep because this is an online session and I'm not there to assist you. But something that has hurt you badly, doesn't it still feel bad to you? Doesn't it still change your breathing pattern, your heartbeat, and your blood levels? My hands become cold. Even now, whenever I think of some past situation that has gone wrong, that has not gone according to me, that has hurt me probably. Maybe someone's words have made me feel very bad. And it does still affect us. If it is changing so much in our body right now, imagine how much it would be changing if it happens every day in, day out, every single day, morning, afternoon, evening, night. How does that affect your health? Doesn't it affect your health? It does. When it constantly keeps repeating, it becomes an addiction. You know what an addiction is, right? Something that you can't, you start with a small dosage and then you need a bigger dosage and a bigger one and a bigger one. And then at one point, you just can't live without it. That's an addiction. And your thoughts also become an addiction. It becomes an addiction because it releases certain chemicals in your body and your body got used to it. All this while you are so used to feeling stress every single day, then you are only going to increase that dosage of stress every single day for the next few days if you're not conscious, if you're not aware. And it becomes an addiction, and then it leads to heart problems, health problems, all various kinds of problems. And I'm not saying it is true. You can also observe it within yourself and people around you. There are so many people like Dr. Deepak Chopra, Dr. Newton, and so many Wayne Dyer. So many people, I can't even mention. There are so many names: Louis Hay, Dr. Joe Dispenza, and all these New Age masters who are proving these things to be scientifically true. Dr. Bruce Lipton, the list is like never ending. It's so big. So many people have actually done researches on this, and it is true that our mind is affecting our health and it affects our relationships. Okay, so there's a voice in your head. How does it affect the relationships? Relationships are outside, right? Doesn't it affect really? Whenever we have a conversation, we are not listening to what the other person is saying. We are listening more to the voice in in our heads than what the other person is saying. Let me give you an example. You are there and your loved one is there right in front of you. Could be your sister, could be your partner, whoever. Okay, just imagine that person in front of you and there's a conflict. What do you observe? You look at them, you look at their expression, their body language, their words you hear, and you keep making assumptions. Oh, she's looking at me this way. That means she's really upset and angry. But then I need to defend myself because last time also she did this. She completely blamed me for what she has done. And every time she's gonna do it, I am going to defend myself. I'm gonna stop this right now and I'm gonna say this. It starts, right? The fight starts in your head before you even speak it out. Isn't it affecting your relationship? Now imagine the same scenario. Your loved one is there in front of you, standing, looking at you very seriously, shouting and screaming and yelling at you, but you don't have this voice in your head. How would it be? Just imagine, just feel it. You're just looking at it as if you're looking at a movie and you're in a good mood, let's say. How would you be? How would you respond? Would you respond or react in the same way like before? It wouldn't be the same. I have experienced it, I have done it, and I'm telling you, try it out. Without the voice in your head, 99% of your conflicts will not be conflicts anymore. Not that you will suppress it, you will express it in a right way. See, let's say in this situation, when you have a fear, I'll give you another example. There's a woman and she's in a shop. She's working as a salesperson. Okay. And in the shop, there's nobody else. The shop is empty. There's one man who walked in and he touched her on the shoulder because nobody is watching. Now, what happens is this lady starts fearing, right? There's usually a fear that starts arising. And she has a few options. She can either punch that person because of fear, or she can scream, yell, and scold and make a big fight. She can run away from there. All this comes when there's fear. Now imagine in the same situation, this woman doesn't have that fear and doesn't have that, thought running or this voice in her head telling her to defend herself. Instead, it is telling her to make herself clear. What would she do? She would be like, I would like you to remove your hand. I'm feeling very uncomfortable. She'll be able to voice it out, right? And when you are so authentic, do you think anyone would dare to say anything beyond that? Mostly no. And if at all it doesn't work, also, you will have so much of clarity in your mind that you will be able to handle that situation in a better way than when you have fearful thoughts. Do you agree or not? Just think about it. I have not made this up. I have actually heard it on a podcast from by Dr. Byron, sorry, not Dr. Byron Katie. I was listening to Byron Katie's podcast and I was like, yeah, this is so true. If this woman did not have the fear, and she was actually online having a conversation with the same woman that I just mentioned. And she was like, yeah, right. If I did not have the fear, I would have handled it very wisely. And yeah, maybe that, that man was not even trying to be very rude or something. I would have understood the situation clearly right then and there because I could communicate very well. But because of fear, my voice was blocked. Imagine, friends, this voice in your head is taking away your power, your strength, your confidence, your everything. It is ruining your relationships, your health, your mental peace. Oh, is that really worth it? And it is not even someone else doing all of this. It's our own head. And it is in our control. It can be in our control. It is not so far. That's why it is doing all of this. So, relationships at work, at home, play a major role in our lives. If you keep hearing this voice, you can't hear them. Even at work, I see so many people coming and telling me, oh, my colleagues are very jealous of me. My boss is very partial towards others and this and that. And I tell them, who told you all these things? Did they tell you that they are jealous of you? Did the boss actually tell you that he's partial? He may be, but more than the other person getting promotion and you not getting promotion, this thought that he is doing it out of partiality is giving you more pain. Is it true or not? The thought that he has done it because of partiality is giving you more pain than not getting a promotion. If you did not have that thought, how would you take it? Oh, I didn't get a promotion. Oh, I expected that. I really thought that I deserved it. But okay, fine. Let's see. Maybe I would like to change my job, or maybe I will just try for it next time. This is it, right? This is how your thought process would be if you did not have that particular thought. But because of this stupid thought in the head, we are so anxious, we are so angry, we are so upset. It affects our work, the quality of work, etc., etc., etc. And the fourth thing, chaotic emotions. This voice repeats itself and triggers your emotions, making you react thoughtlessly in critical situations. I just explained and gave you some examples of critical situations. I hope it has helped. But I want to emphasize on this point again, saying that if you believe this thought in your head, and if you allow this thought to repeat itself and emphasize, it will create such a mess in your head that it will just make your emotions pile up one by one on top of the other. And then one day you will burst out thoughtlessly because it will not let you think. It is automated. It is constantly running. It will not let you make sense out of anything if you just let it loose like that. You've got to take a grip. It's like a running horse which is not stopping, wild horse. In your head, there's a wild horse which is just running. Even though you're tired, it is not stopping. Just keeps running, making you feel exhausted. Is it worth it? And it's obviously going to trigger such deep emotions. Yes, it is quite exhausting, right? So if you feel that it is affecting you, let us get to the solution and find out what to do about this if you want. So, some more important points, just two more important points, and then we'll get to the solution. If you're not happy with the voice in your head, how can you be happy anywhere in the world with anyone in the world? We all want to go places. We want to travel to Paris and maybe maybe to Damanhur, some spiritual places, Himalayas, and so many beautiful places, right? But still, if this voice in your head is as it is and you're carrying it wherever you go, don't you think it'll be as stressful as it is here? It'll only give you a break for a few days. Ah, beautiful mountains. And then that's it immediately. Oh, it's so cold. Why is it so cold? Why are people throwing litter everywhere? And why is this happening? Why is that? The voice will get started. And we all have dreams that, oh, I should spend more time with my loved ones, or maybe I want to get married to this particular kind of person, and this and that. Again, same thing. You're not going to live with that person. You are going to live with this voice more than that person. And if this is constantly criticizing you and the others, then I think that person will also suffer, and you can't be happy anywhere with anyone if you are not happy with your own voice in your head, right? And believing this voice without questioning it is the cause for most suffering and violence in the world, personal and global. How can I say that? If you think about it, you would also say that. Friends, remember all those fights that happen in the name of religion, in the name of caste, in the name of particular groups, sects, etc., etc. Why are they fighting with each other? Why are two people arguing with each other? This person is believing the voice in their head. This person is believing the voice in their head. And this person's voice says, my religion is the best. This person's voice says, my religion is the best. Or my particular category or the group is best. If this thought was not there in any of them, will they fight? Will they continue to fight? Will they continue to argue? Same thing in families also. Brothers fighting with each other for money, for all the assets. The parents, what do you say? Asti, all of that money and all coming from the generations. Why are they fighting with each other? What they actually need is love, and they don't even realize that. They just say to each other, no, I deserve better. I deserve better. I deserve better. Who is saying that? Who is forgetting the actual relationship, the bond, the love that they both have shared since childhood? And who is reminding them of all those fights? Yes, as children, all siblings have fought, most of the siblings, I believe. As children, all siblings have had great times also, right? But in critical situations, who is making you forget all those good times? And who is reminding you of all those bad times? Is there someone talking to you and feeding things into your mind? More than someone else, even if there is somebody, why are you listening to them? Why are you believing them? Maybe because it is also what your voice in your head is saying. If you don't believe that, and if you remember only those good moments, maybe you will let go. Maybe you will say, okay, my dear brother, take all that you want. I love you just the way you are. It doesn't matter to me. It's not my hard-earned money, it's our parents, so it's okay. Maybe you would say that, and why not? Why not? Okay, so what to do now? How to get rid of it? Yes, you may be thinking now this is the villain and the root cause of all evil in the world and in my life, so I want to get rid of it. So if you are thinking that way, I'm sorry, but it's not the evil and you can't get rid of it. You have to understand it. Yeah. Did I just say you can't get rid of it? Yes, I said that. I said that because this voice in your head is actually not so bad. It is doing all of this to protect you. When you understand its intentions, you will understand that it's actually a self defense mechanism that has been developed at a very young age. At a very young age, whenever you made a mistake, maybe when you broke the glass, and you were about to touch it. Because you're a child, you don't know that you should not be touching the broken glass and it would hurt you. But then your parents came and said, no, 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 don't touch it. It's going to hurt you. You had to register that. And next time you should remember that, oh, I should not be touching broken glass. I should not be going near the stove. I should not be touching something hot. Right? So next time, this voice that is being developed as a child, it is, it has recorded this situation and it is going to stop you from touching something hot. It is going to stop you from falling down. It is going to warn you before something bad happens. So this is how this voice has begun. So this voice in your head is not actually a villain or evil or bad or anything like that. It's actually there for protecting you, for taking care of you. However, what happened later on is what started as a protection continued to grow so big that it started suffocating you. It started blinding you from looking at the world outside. For example, as a child, you need to be protected. You cannot go on road all by yourself. You're just a baby. You need to have your parents or some elders with you who can take care of you. But if that continues and your parents or your caretakers continue to tell you, no, you can't go out alone, you can't go out alone, you have to stay in this, and they put you in a cage. And you're growing up, you're growing up, you're growing up, you're growing bigger than the cage. Isn't it suffocating? Isn't it limiting? That is what is happening with this voice also. This voice that was supposed to protect you has grown so big that now it believes that it's the master. And you have to do all that this voice is telling you. But no, now you are a grown up. Even if you're a teenager, anyone above teenager is grown up, is mature enough to think for themselves and make wiser decisions. Now you can access your inner wisdom. And your inner wisdom is the one that can make wiser, clearer, better choices, peaceful choices. Your inner wisdom will not make you take decisions based on fear. It will make you take decisions based on love and peace and joy and wisdom, that which benefits you and others. That is inner wisdom, right? So, understanding this voice, first of all, understanding that this voice is your ego, it is your identity, it is your inner critic, your protection mechanism. This is the first step to take hold, take power over this voice and your life also, because your life is being ruled by this inner critic. Imagine someone so critical ru- ruling your life. Literally ruling, right? They will only rule. So if someone is critical, authoritative, constantly alert and vigilant, can't enjoy life at all. So you've got to first understand that this is your identity that has been formed. It's like a personality. It's like your ego. Ego, not just in a negative sense. Ego means me. So as a child, we did not have an identity, right? Someone told us, this is you. We saw ourselves in the mirror and we moved our hand and the mirror reflection moved. We realized, oh, this is me. This body belongs to me, and my name is Harika, your name is so and so. Someone told you that, right? But as we grow up, we have to discard all our identities. Someday we will. If we want to know ourselves, know who we truly are, then we will have to. But then to live in this world, we need an identity. You can't say, I am Atma, I am soul, I am the divine, I am energy, I am nobody. You can't say that, right? In this world, to live in this world, you need some identity. But then you need to know that this identity is not me. At least you should be aware of that. Whenever you say your name, be aware that, oh, this is my name in this life. So gradually start detaching from this voice. I'll tell you about that. So the second step, what to do? First step is to realize that, oh, this is not actually bad. Second step, embrace it. The more you fight with it, the more it will mess you up. It'll create a chaos in your mind. Accept and embrace the nature of mind. This is how the mind is. The mind has developed this way so that it can protect me, and its job is to think, 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 think. But my job is to take care of the mind and tell my mind when to think and when not to think. So embrace your mind. First of all, embrace this ability to think, which no other animal on this earth has. Friends, I want to share this small little example. So I have a room, and there's a window, and the glass was broken for that window. There was supposed to be a transparent glass, but then we got it replaced by a black glass, which is a reflective glass. We didn't know the consequences of that at that time. But then what happened once that window got fixed and now this reflective glass is there? Because I live in nature, there are birds and animals coming in, climbing in everywhere, right? So I see that monkeys and birds come to that window and they keep hitting themselves. The bird comes and it keeps on hitting with its beak, it keeps hitting the window. I'm like, come on, it's just your own reflection. Don't do that. You are going to hurt yourself. And then I realized, isn't this what we also do? What we all do? We are all each other's reflections, actually. We are all each other's mirrors. And whenever we are hurting somebody, we're actually hurting ourselves. It hurts us more than the other person, right? Whenever you scolded someone, didn't you feel bad? Whenever you have said something bad to somebody, maybe you were angry and upset at that time, but didn't it hurt you for sure? Not even a little bit. I think it did. All of us have felt bad after any argument. Even if we were right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It hurts us because we are all one and the same. So let us all embrace that this is the nature of mind, and I have a mind and it is able to think, and I'm so grateful for it. So, this is the second thing to do. And the third thing is transform it. You can't get rid of it, but you can transform. Once you understand and embrace it, you can transform it initially with positive words and affirmations. Yes. So you realize that your mind is speaking all nonsense and all negative about you and the world and other people, loved ones, and everybody. Okay. If you realize that, the beginning of transformation of your mind is through affirmations, through positive words, by telling yourself and your mind that, see, it's not necessary that that person is jealous and that's why they are doing it. I would like to think positive and I would like to just stay calm. You can start affirming good things. This is the beginning. This is not like the ultimate solution, but it's like step by step process, right? So initially, affirmations really work very well. You can look in the mirror and tell yourself, I can do it. I can do this. I can participate in this competition, and it is okay if I fail. It is okay if I lose. Nobody's going to scold me. No one is going to say you have to go and take care of buffaloes. No one is going to say that you are a loser. I am grown up. I can take care of myself. These affirmations really, 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 really help a lot. This is going to be helpful. And the fourth thing is practice, practice, practice. Practice calming down your thoughts through various ways of cultivating awareness. I will share some tools in the end very soon, in a few minutes. And you just need to practice being aware. Be aware of your thoughts. Catch your thoughts before you start reacting, before they take over your emotions, your body, and everything. Observe and notice and catch it. And like, this thought is making me feel all of these sensations in my body. Now I notice. I caught you. I caught you. You can do that. And how and where to begin? Let me see what is there in the comment section before. Yeah, they are meeting themselves. Yes. Children are wise beings. How come they do things wrong? Yes, Surbiji. Children are wise beings, but they don't know the ways of this world. That's why we are here to teach children only about, this is hot, this is cold, this is going to hurt you, this is good. So these things we have to tell them. They know that they are the soul, but then they don't know how to put it into words. They don't know, they are not, you know, there's a thin line between an enlightened person and a child. An enlightened person also becomes like a childlike. But a child is not enlightened. They have not realized themselves after going through the world. So there's a difference between those two. Yeah, next class teaches mirror work. Okay, mirror work I think is quite easy. You can read it, Sri Lataji. You can read it in Louis Hay's book. You can heal your life. It's very nice. Okay, how and where to begin? Now let's get to the application part. Number one. Question your belief, find a relief. Yes, that's a good rhyme, right? I hope you like it too. Stop believing your thoughts blindly and start questioning them. They are mostly not true. Friends, this is a very, 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 very important tool of this class. The whole point of telling you and making you realize about the effects of this inner voice that is constantly criticizing you is so that you don't believe it blindly. Most of us believe it. That is where the problem occurs. Problem starts. You don't have to believe your thoughts. Your thoughts are not God's words. We believe it as if it is God's words. Question your beliefs, question your thoughts. Whenever your mind tells you next time that, oh, if I don't say yes to this person right now and go to that stupid movie that I don't want to watch, then maybe they will not be friends with me anymore. Whenever you have this kind of a thought, unnecessary thought, maybe your neighbor has asked you to take care of their child for some time because they are going out, but you don't want to do it. Just don't want to do it, not because you have some work or anything, you don't want to do it. Okay, but you can't say that. Why? Because you are afraid that they will feel bad and they will not help you next time. Whenever such thoughts come into your mind, question them. Is it true? Is it absolutely true? Can I really know that it is true, that they will not talk to me or they will take revenge on me for this small thing? Maybe they will not. Maybe they will understand. Why don't you try putting it in words and express it to them? Because I do it all the time, friends, and it has helped me tremendously. Those who are willing to hear and know from you are your true friends. Let me tell you this again. Those who are willing to hear a no from you are your true friends. If they are your friends, if they are your loved ones, they should be okay with your yes as well as your no. They will respect it. They will understand it. If they're not able to understand it, then that's definitely something that they are missing out on. They will miss out on your friendship if they don't talk to you. Know that, really. Because saying no is our birthright. So what? If we don't want to do something, we can say no. No problem. But our mind keeps on giving us these misconceptions and make us feel fearful about losing out on some particular relationship, or maybe even at your workplace. If your colleague is giving you all their work also and you're continuously doing it, because they would get upset and they may probably complain to your boss saying that you are not doing your work or something like that. So, all these are your assumptions. Do only what you want to do, what is your job to do. Even if that is a lot, even if you have more workload, feel free. Always tell, communicate properly in right words with your higher authorities or whoever is concerned. Even if they don't understand at that moment, you have all right to share that no, this is going to be too much for me and I will not be able to do it. When you say it authentically, when you are authentic to yourself, only then life will be authentic to you. You will find more authentic people. You attract what you are, right? So don't blindly believe your thoughts. Always question your thoughts. So Srilata is asking if those people come in front of us and say us angrily and whisper to others about us, how to get out of that situation. Yes, yes, Srilata. Did this happen with you, or is it again the thoughts in your head, the voice in your head? Just ask yourself, did this really happen with you? Because most of us did not actually go through any such situation, but it is our assumption. We fear that something like that will happen. It happened? Okay. If situations big and we don't do anything, they mistaken us. How can we deal? It's family matter. They're not understanding, judging on it. Okay. So if situation is big and we didn't do any mistake, anything, they mistaken us. Okay, so there is some misunderstanding, is what you're saying, right? So there's a misunderstanding, and you always stay authentic. Friends, every single person watching this or listening to me, I would say always stay authentic because this is my tool. This is what has kept me strong, my authenticity. Even if I make a mistake, I go and admit to that person. And I know that no mistake is as big as, as if you are going to die. No, there is no such mistake actually that you deserve to die. You deserve to live as long as you would like to do, no matter what you have done, no matter whatever you have done. Yes. Yeah, maybe you have harmed somebody, you have hurt somebody. Even then, be authentic. Admit your mistake if it is your mistake. If it is not, just say it to them. If they are not understanding, no need of any more explanations. You just said it once, that's enough. You just stay compassionate, give your love if they are your loved ones. And if they want to move on, let them move on. Respect that. That's perfectly fine too. Most of the time, we also cling on to relationships. We don't want the other person to go. Sometimes it's okay to let them go. We should also be okay with that. Yes, they want to move on. They don't like, me being authentic. Okay, all right, no problem. I respect that. Thank you. And the second thing, you are not the voice in your head. Yes, this is also something very, 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 very important. You are not the voice in your head. Friends, remind yourself again and again and again. If you can hear it, you are not it. Separate yourself from it, and you will feel the relief. Most of the times, we believe that the one who's thinking in the head is me. It's me. I don't like it because my mind is saying that I should not like it. I should not let them take advantage, etc., etc., etc. See, this is a voice in your head that is telling you, detach yourself from it. You are not necessarily the voice in your head. You are actually your inner wisdom, which is not fear based, remember? And your inner wisdom is not loud. It's quite calm most of the time. And this voice is most of the time dominating that inner wisdom and not letting you hear that. Once you detach yourself from this voice in your head, you will be able to get some clarity. Whenever there's a critical situation, whenever something is running in your head and it is, your the voice in your head is telling you, no, you should react, you should fight for your rights and this and that. Just tell yourself, pause, wait. This is a voice in my head. Separate it. Give it an entity. If you would like, just talk to a bottle in front of you. Like right now, I have a bottle in front of me, so I'm saying that. So just say that, okay, this is my voice, the voice in my head in the bottle shape. Okay, voice, you want me to take action. You want me to defend myself and give explanation and not take the shit that they are giving and give them the shit back, etc., etc. I hear you. I see you. I hear you. I understand. This is what you want. I heard that. Okay. Now let me think clearly. So when you separate that voice in your head, then only you will be able to meditate or align yourself with your own true self, your authentic self. Many times, this voice in your head wants to pick a fight. Many times it's not needed, friends. It's not needed. Yes, maybe the other person is blaming you for no reason and yelling at you. This voice will tell you, why should you take all that shit? You should give it back. Tit for tat. Did tit for tat ever work? It only makes things worse. When the other person is hot and is in flames, you also burn. It'll only burst. It'll only create more fire. But you can't make that sense. You can't think at that moment because his voice becomes so loud and it'll make you act immediately. So at that point, detach. Detach yourself from this voice. Put that voice aside. And then try to think clearly. Observe your breath. And really bring yourself to your senses. And ask yourself, is it really worth my energy? Is this conversation really worth my energy? If it is not, just walk out. Big deal. Or maybe if that person is really important to you, just stay calm. Give that value to that person, to that relationship. Many a times in our most loved, with our most loved people, we argue a lot. We forget that the relationship and the person are more important than winning. It's okay. The voice in your head is your ego, right? So it keeps on trying to boost your ego and make you win. You don't have to win all the time. In relationships, in fact, winning is not important. Winning, losing, it should not come at all. What should come is only the person and the relationship. That's it. So, this is the second thing. And the third point, reality is priority. Yes. Your thoughts take you away from reality. Reality is what is happening right now, what a camera can see. Like this was an example that I just mentioned because I was attending this workshop on nonviolent communication because I really love that subject and I would like to study and imbibe that into my life. I'm still trying, I'm a student. So over there, this teacher has given us this example. You know, whenever we try to talk to the other person, we mostly tell them what we are assuming. Why are you angry at me? We ask the other person. Did they tell you that they are angry at you? Can a camera see it? Camera see that anger? The camera can only see that someone is making frowny eyes or, looking at you with a serious expression. That's all a camera can see. The camera cannot see that the person is angry or the person is upset. All this the camera can't see. So, whenever you want to check yourself with reality, check whenever you want to check if your thoughts are assumptions or reality, then think as if you're watching as a camera I really like this example, and I felt that I should share this with all of you. So I added that point here because it makes sense, friends. Many a times we tell the other person, I know, I can see clearly that you are quite upset with me, and I know that this is because of last night, whatever has happened, because I didn't order whatever you wanted, and I came late, etc., etc. We make all these assumptions, but then maybe the other person is upset because something happened at work. They have their own life too, apart from us. We forget that most of the times. We make it all about ourselves. So reality is priority. If you are in a situation and you are driving and your mind is constantly telling you, oh, what if I bump into somebody, what, oh, I shouldn't go so fast, I should not take the main road, I should only go so slow, this and that. You won't be able to move anywhere at all. Excuse me. So all these things are your mind's things. This is not reality. Reality is you are driving right now and you're driving fine. Excuse me. I'm so sorry about that. I had some cough till yesterday. I thought it reduced, but sometimes it keeps coming back. All right, so the fourth point. Always check for reality is the third point. Remember, look at things as if the camera is looking through you. Okay, that is reality. Camera cannot make assumptions. Camera can only see. So some people say that person is a fool. Okay, camera can't see that. What did he do so foolishly? According to you, it is something foolish. So what did he do? Okay, he has put the phone in water or washing machine. Okay, so he has put the phone in washing machine. This is what he has done. It's not fool or foolish or anything. So make sure that you always filter out your thoughts and bring it to reality. That's the point. And the fourth is past is not the future. I know you would say, obviously, past is not future, past is past, future is future. What I mean to say is, most of your thoughts are coming from the past experiences and emotions. Sometimes not even your own past experiences and emotions. It is heard, someone told you that, oh, this could happen, that can happen. If you do this, this will happen, this, that. And these past thoughts unnecessarily limit you in many ways. Past doesn't need to repeat. So even if it has happened with you in the past, even maybe you did something and something has happened, it is not a written rule that it will happen again. It is going to repeat itself. Not necessary. Even if it has happened 10 times, maybe it will not happen this time. So I'm not encouraging you to make mistakes, same mistakes again and again. I'm just saying that don't fixate upon the past as a future. For example, yeah, I tried many times to talk to my brother and it's not going to work. My brother is just not wanting to talk to me, so I'm not going to try again. Let's say if this is what you have decided. It's not necessary that the same thing will repeat. Maybe this time you have become wiser. Maybe you have learned NVC, nonviolent communication, and you know how to put things better. And maybe this time you have decided not to bring the past and you have only decided to express your love for your brother or your partner or whoever it is, I'm just giving you an example, then definitely the result will change, right? When your energy changes, naturally the effect will change. Maybe you have asked your boss for a raise 10 times and you've been rejected. Don't stop. If you still want to stay in the same job, ask again. Maybe next time your energy is different, your boss's energy is different. Things may turn out different. Last and final slide, practical tools. I know this is most important for all of us. And the most important tool to reduce the volume and the intensity of this voice in the head is meditation. It is most important, friends. Trust me. There's no other as important, as powerful tool as meditation. And then, of course, we have gratitude practice. We all are aware. These days, so many people are creating gratitude journals, different kinds of books we can buy and write, or even a simple plain notebook will do. I would encourage all of you to have a bowl, like a fish bowl, round fish bowl in your home, and take some papers, keep some sticky notes, kind of small papers at home, and write gratitude every day and put it in that jar. Maybe once a few months on a special occasion, all of you family members at home, whoever is there, or maybe if you are living alone, then whenever you have friends coming in, you can open that and read it out. It will really increase the positivity of the group, and it'll remind you of all the wonderful things that have happened to you in the last few months. It's really nice. And then positive self talk. Practice positive self talk. And tell yourself that things are okay, nothing is going worse. Like our friend has given an example in the chat box, right? We automatically assume what the other person is going to say, and then we think of the reply also, etc., etc. Whenever you catch yourself doing that, don't scold yourself, because once you get to know that this is what it is, yeah, I have a voice in my head and it is spoiling my day, etc., etc., there is possibility that you start scolding that voice, which is also part of you. Right? So instead, be compassionate towards this voice and to yourself, and tell yourself, oh, I started assuming again, but I got myself. Okay, now I'm not going to do this. Things are going to be good. Things are going to be wonderful. So you can start practicing positive self talk and appreciation to yourself and others. Appreciating your loved ones every day, at least for something or the other, every single day, is going to increase bonding between the two of you. So appreciate your colleagues, appreciate your workplace, yeah, I know gratitude is also there, appreciation is also there. Appreciation is different and is also so beautiful. And Patriji once said, appreciation is food for soul. So it's so beautiful. Affirmations, tell yourself some beautiful positive affirmations. And then artwork. Do some kind of artwork. You can color, mandalas. These days so many mandala books are available. That is going to help calm down the voice in your head. Or you can do knitting or crochet, whatever you would like. Or you can paint, you can dance, you can sing, you can play an instrument. These things, these artworks, and even sports, actually I've got to mention, arts and sports, physical activities, yoga, pranayam, all these practices will really help calm down this voice in your head and reduce the intensity of it. Journaling, it has been very, very, very helpful for me personally, and to many people that I have recommended. They have also said that it has been quite helpful for them. So I recommend all of you to journal your thoughts. If someday there are too many thoughts in your head, just start randomly writing down, put down all your thoughts on paper. It doesn't have to make sense. Or sometimes when you're feeling quite low and your mind is filled with negativity or sadness, then also you journal. It'll be released, that energy will be released. Coloring and journaling, these things that we do by hand and with physical body, they really help us. Do some clay work if you like. Just get some kids' clay and play with clay. It really helps also. Mindfulness. You have heard of this term mindfulness, right? Mindfulness means meditation in action. Like if you're walking while you're walking, not thinking, not being with your breath. You are being with your breath when you're meditating, but while walking, you're just walking. When you're talking, you're only talking. When you're listening, you're only listening. When you're reading, you're only reading. So practice walking mindfulness, mindfulness in walking, mindfulness in eating. All these things will also help you calm down on a daily basis in the entire day. The more number of times you calm yourself and be with the activity that you are doing, the better it is to calm yourself to in critical situations. Like in a daily basis, maybe you're just cooking, you're just driving. Automatic thing is maybe you're waiting for the lift to come, you're in the lift. The natural thing is we open the phone, look at the phone, or we keep thinking of something, we keep listening to something. But practice being in the present and enjoying whatever you're doing. That will also help reduce your thoughts on daily basis. In these small things, if you practice being in the present and reducing your thoughts, then in chaotic situations, difficult situations, critical situations, it'll be easier for you. And then awareness. You may ask me, mindfulness and awareness are like same, right? Yes, almost. They are almost the same. They are similar. Mindfulness is what we call meditation in action. That is, whenever you're doing something, you are being with that task fully. Awareness here, why I mentioned separately, is I want you all to practice awareness of your thoughts. What kind of thoughts are you thinking most of the time? And catch yourself, catch those thoughts, and keep questioning. Is this true what I'm thinking? Why am I getting this thought? And don't indulge in those thoughts, but just be aware, detach. You can be aware of something only when you detach. You can look at something when you're not it, right? You can't look at your own eyes because you are looking through your eyes. Like that, separate yourself from your thoughts and you can be aware, and that will naturally reduce the volume of your thoughts. So this is the presentation that I have prepared. I'm sorry I've taken all the time till 6:30 for this presentation only, but still I don't want any of us to miss out on the meditation, which is the most important tool to actually reduce the intensity of these thoughts. So if it is okay with all of you, or most of you, please join in the meditation. We will meditate for the next 10 minutes and then we will close the session. Definitely, I would love to take some questions also. But because of the time constraint, I would suggest that you post the questions in the chat box. And let us get started with the meditation. Thank you for staying with me till now. And let's all sit in a comfortable posture. Close your eyes and just be with your breath. I'm not playing any music. Let there be stillness. We are just going to meditate for 8 minutes. We are going to be present. Observe your breath, the normal, natural, gentle breath. Enjoy each and every breath. What a privilege to breathe, to live, to exist, to just be. If your mind is wandering here and there, gently, with a beautiful smile, bring it back to the breath. And maybe for a while, you can observe your body, feel your body, your hands touching each other, your feet crossed. Feel the chair or the cushion or the floor on which you are sitting. Be aware of your body and gently bring your awareness back to the breath. Stay aware, stay in the present. Last 4 minutes. If there are any sounds around you, let them help you go deeper into your meditation. Go within. As we practice being calm within ourselves, the voice in our head, it slows down, and one day it will stop. you'll be able to hear the real voice. Your soul's music. Be with the breath. Journey within. Last 2 minutes. Now, slowly, whenever you're ready, you can bring your awareness to the waking consciousness with a beautiful smile. Place your palms on your eyes and slowly open your eyes. Look around, take a moment. Look without the mind. And you look at the things without your mind, without any voice in your head. There are no labels. There is no label that this is a bottle, this is a wall, this is a table. No labels. You will enjoy each and everything like a baby with fresh new eyes. And may we all really reach to that state. May we all practice meditation, know ourselves, and find our true voice. If there's anyone who wants to share anything, you're most welcome, either on the chat box or you want to raise your hand and speak. We can take maybe a short sharing. Yes, Gaurabji. We can't hear you even though you are not on mute. I don't know why.
Now?
Yes, now we can hear.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear.
Okay. So, namaste. Thank you for this beautiful Sunday meditation. When I saw the topic, I said, yes, I'm going to hop on this. This is like a jackpot. And truly, this is something which is very powerful, and it takes practice. I think that is where I'm coming to, because like you said, that authenticity, So I realized that there was this incident, and everything that led me, because of this awareness that Dr. Lakshmi always talks about. It's always awareness, awareness, and awareness. So the awareness is that we can stand for ourselves and not be out of fear. We can stand for ourselves and be calm. Like you said, the voice in us wants to that word, or how can I take that shit? Because I saw today one of the blind spot is that we associate that voice as us. That is the most important thing that keeps the loop on. So somewhere the detachment from their voice is a keystone. Awareness to have be aware of that voice is, of course, has to start with, but detachment and realizing we are the soul wisdom, not this voice. I think that is the biggest stumbling block or a blind spot that I have become more aware to. Because every time when you are in that heated moment, the only thing that prevents you from taking to your soul wisdom stand is that you associate with this voice as yourself.
Yes.
Once in that
That's
moment,
most
this
dangerous.
once it can expand, that is where the winning will start. A winning of a, it's like a winning situation. It's not someone lose. We can really turn a situation into the biggest favor we could have done. But that movement took away the opportunity because we couldn't see this voice as not us.
Yes. Perfect. True.
So I'll, if you give me a minute, I want to share this experience. Maybe it will share, learn with, help others. If you permit me, I'll not take more than a minute. So I, working as a consultant physician, was in a situation where one of my patients had, there was some situation where my patient didn't do well, and the in charge of the hospital, the next day he started shouting on me. Though in the best of honest and authentic self, I didn't really do anything which I would have done otherwise in that particular case as well. And I was totally to the ground, cool, placid, everything. But the way he started and started shouting in that moment, despite me being on the right side of the fence, it occurred that I am being insulted. That's the voice in the head. And if I would have, because this cultivation of awareness is so deep now that in the moment while I'm talking, I can see a part of me talking and a part of me watching someone who is talking. In that moment was there, but that moment of attachment to that voice as me made me shout back. And from there it was a downhill spiral, despite the fact that it could have been dealt with by the non-violent communication way. And that situation led me to read this book also, which I'm reading now. And it is profound, but the biggest challenge there is how to create that space in that moment to be not fearful, not be a lesser self, but to stand on the highway of being a real. If we are to separate from this voice all this mess in the head which keeps us away from reality, that detached movement is so fundamental. Otherwise the practice doesn't evolve beyond awareness. And thank you. And one more question I like to ask about the brand Katie's work that you have shared a lot number of times. Is this a book or is this on a website by brand Katie's website? Like how to approach this work by brand?
So Byron Katie, her website has all the tools that she shares, the work that she shares. It's all available for free on her website. And also, if you want to interact with her and attend a session live with her from COVID time till now, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, she is doing some sessions. She's taking
Okay.
calls and she's actually personally guiding people. And you can also enroll for that through her website. Yeah.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harika.
Yeah. Sorry.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Gaurav. That was really nice and beautiful sharing and practical sharing. Thank you so much, Gaurav. And anyone else, if there's any question, I'll be happy to answer. Otherwise, we will take a leave for today and we will meet next Sunday with another trainer. I think next Sunday we will have a Telugu class, I believe. And we will all see all the Telugu speaking people. And thank you so much for joining today, friends. Thank you so much.